Hello, namaste. My name's Leanne Peters. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to share some guidance for Tuesday and Wednesday. That's Tuesday the 16th and Wednesday the 17th of January. Hi Erin, lovely to see you. Hi Stephanie, namaste to you. Extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light family, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much. If you're new to watching, welcome. What I'm going to be doing is using my Speed of Light Oracle cards, and I'm going to be looking for the best card for Tuesday the 16th of January, the best card for Wednesday the 17th of January, and then the best card for the theme for Tuesday and Wednesday. I am not doing personal requests for guidance here today. This is general guidance for everyone. So I trust you've been led here for a reason, and our paths have crossed for a reason, and I trust you enjoy our time together today. So just take on board what feels right for you, what makes sense to you, and let the rest go. So you don't have to take on board everything. Just think of this as a guide only. If something makes sense to you, or if something you can work with after this connection, then that's a bonus. So I trust you feel just a little bit better than you did before during our time together, or from our time together today. I'm here to help, and I trust that something will be helpful that comes through. So I trust you're all feeling good and are happy today. It's absolutely gorgeous here today. It's we've had, well, I'm going through this bit of a time thing at the minute, where as I reflect back on even last week, it's just a bit difficult to do. I feel personally like this present moment has expanded suddenly, and I'm finding it really difficult to, I just feel completely detached from the past. So, oh hello Puss. I feel completely detached from the past. So even just sitting here thinking, okay, what has the weather been like? It's actually really difficult for me to think about at this time. So I'm just very much in the moment. So let's just say it's a gorgeous day now. There's no wind. It is calm and beautiful. So I'm going to find now the best card for Tuesday the 16th of January. If it's not Tuesday for you yet, you can think of this as guidance in advance. And please go back to my video that I did on Sunday to see Monday's guidance. So Tuesday the 16th of January, the best card I trust will be this here. And we've got Healed, card 34. The keywords here say golden light, wounds, blocks, and dissolve. This talks about dissolving old wounds now. And dissolving is a really great word to use. Puss. I'll just puff myself up with a cat's tail. Yeah, dissolving is a really great word to use, I feel, because a lot of stuff does feel like it's literally dissolving. It feels right now like it's never been easier to really fully detach from the past or dissolve our old wounds. It's like there's almost like we wake up one morning and it's just like we don't have these wounds anymore. Almost like we can just sort of turn them off, or they've just dissolved. So there's this really strong energy around at the moment for a lot of us who are open to it, of really fully dissolving and clearing and detaching from our past and the wounds that are being carried from our past. It's interesting, the time, there's such a strange time thing that's going on, and like I mentioned just a little bit before, I'm personally finding this, like the now moment just seems huge. It's like it feels expanded and bigger than it did before. Before, to me, it felt like it was on our timeline between the past and the future, and like the now was just this fleeting milli fraction of a second that are trying to capture, even when being focused on the now. But right now it feels like it's just huge, and the past just feels like it's dissolving away. The future I'm not kind of I'm not playing with that really at the moment. It's very much disconnected from the past. So we really have a lot of potential right now to clear up and move on seriously and perhaps even permanently from our past issues and wounds and stuff we've been holding on to. The experiences and the wisdom that we've gained, we still contain within our being now. So a lot of us are feeling like there's this sense of not even needing to reflect on our day or on our week or on our month past. It's like it's very difficult to do that right now. So for those of us in that space, it's probably going to be quite favourable to move on from our past and our wounds right now. So Tuesday feels very favourable for moving on, dissolving old wounds, tending to our physical body. This is a very physical body card. So it says that our physical body may feel pained. The cat's running for the hills. I've got an umbrella up. I guess the breeze just decided it was going to happen. So just bear with me a second. Don't really want an umbrella poking me in the eye. But I need it to shelter my phone because it gets a bit scorched in the sun. That might be okay. So yeah, if we're feeling pained physically, or wounded, or exhausted, if we haven't been sleeping well, our physical body may need some attention on Tuesday. So some self-nurturing time, putting some nourishing food or drinks into our body, some nice herbal tea or some homemade meal of some sort may be really beneficial for our body. So some of us may be in quite a physical body needing nourishment and rest kind of space as well. So that's the guidance for Tuesday. I trust it makes sense, and this beautiful golden light coming in. So if you're one for visualizing light, like light energy, and you really feel inspired by golden light right now, it may be good to spend some time on Tuesday, a few minutes, just visualizing some golden energy coming in around you and filling up your body, breathing it in. Speaking of breathing, let's stop now and take a couple of nice deep breaths. We'll take 3 nice deep breaths. Stay. So let's just stop everything that we're doing, unless we're driving or something and we can't right now. Or you're trying to catch an umbrella that wants to fall from the sky. And let's just stop and take 3 deep breaths. It only takes a few seconds, so let's take some deep breaths and just listen and be. Okay, I'm going to do it with you. Great, thank you. So stopping and taking some nice deep breaths may be beneficial for us on Tuesday. So I'm now looking for the best card for Wednesday, the 17th of January. Lisa says, erase past horrors by saying enough times, I'm rid of my past. Okay. I know sometimes, sometimes the energy is more supportive than other times for us to release and move on from our past. And right now it is a favourable time of support, so like the supportive energy for us to move on from the past. Of course, if we think and believe that we're always going to be tied down by the past, or if we're stuck in a time lock, like I talked about a month or so ago, where some event from our past is locking us in the past, and we just can't get past that event, or what we were doing at that time and how we felt at that time, we're not going to be able to move on. So it's one of those things where it's up to us. Sometimes it's simpler and easier than we think. Sometimes we do have the support or the backing from the universe or from support around us, or even our own state of mind, that will help us move on and detach from the past. But our mind thoughts can hold us in the past too. So our mind and the energy within us can be supportive for our moving on, but it can also hold us back. So just be careful if you're in a mindset of it being really hard, or that, you know, it's easier said than done. Is it really easier said than done? Sometimes I think it's easier than we think. So just some things to think about. Sometimes wounds are very raw and open on us, and they're very difficult at certain times for us. So, you know, just be gentle with yourself. It may not be time for you to move on yet, but I'm saying in general it's very supportive for moving on from the past at this time. So I'm looking now for the best card for Wednesday the 17th of January. So Wednesday the 17th, and I trust this is the best card for Wednesday. Here we've got Rosemary, card 20, and the key words here say beauty. Oh God. Now I'm absolutely paranoid about this umbrella falling in my face. Rosemary, and the key words say beauty, self-love, kindness and balance. So this card is about looking inward, looking within on Wednesday, and it being very favourable to practice self-love, self-care, self-nurturing, to look at how balanced or imbalanced or out of balance we are at this time on Wednesday. It may be a great day to make some time for our self-care and self-nurturing, which is coming up again. So Tuesday and Wednesday have a bit of a theme of self-care and really thinking about how we can look after ourselves to get through what we're going through, or to help our body heal or mend, or just to help balance our state of mind, or help balance us emotionally. So our heart wants to open. Our heart is beautiful and gentle. Our heart is beautiful and, you know, sometimes feels quite wounded. How can we nurture and hold our wounded heart, our hurting heart, our pained heart throughout these next couple of days, but especially on Wednesday? How can we be there for ourselves? So this is very much about strengthening and opening our connections further with who we are as an individual. So us, our body, how we feel, what we're thinking, what we're going through as an individual. So reconnecting with self feels important. That's the guidance for Wednesday, and I trust it makes sense for you. Thank you. So I'm now looking for the best card for the theme for Tuesday and Wednesday. So the theme card will help bring these days together and will help us see the bigger picture for Tuesday and Wednesday. So there is a self-nurturing, self-care bit of a theme. There's also a bit of a theme around our body as well, and listening and reconnecting with our body and how it's doing at this time. It is the vehicle, the temple, that houses our spirit or houses our energy as we go through this journey in life. So we need to make sure we are tending to our body's needs. So the best card for the theme, I trust, is this here. And we've got overlapping worlds again. This is card 23, and the keywords say reception, senses, beacon, frequency and veil. Sorry, I'm just reading Deborah's comment, which says, are we going back to 2 cards? Maybe. We might be going back to 2 cards instead of, or 2 days instead of 3. Maybe. So overlapping worlds, this talks about being in between things and feeling a bit, I get those words again, feeling spread thin a little bit over Tuesday and Wednesday, or maybe a lot. So there's this sense with this card that we're kind of in one world and in another. We may feel a bit like we're being pushed and pulled at, or that we've got part of us living in like a foot in one door and a foot in another door. There's this sense of juggling things, of doing multiple things at once over Tuesday and Wednesday. And this feels on a bigger picture scale than when this card came up last time for Monday, I think, or something. I can't remember which day it came up for now. But this feels to be on a much larger level. It feels like a part of like for me, for example, I'm playing a lot with time and feeling this huge dissolving of my past and this huge growth of my now moment. So even for me to sit here and reflect on what the weather was like recently is quite difficult for me to do, because I'm very much in the moment, and actually makes me stop and pull myself out of the moment to think about what the weather's been like for the last few days or week, and how I've been feeling this last week. Is it really important for me to reflect upon if I'm feeling good right now? So I'm playing around with this kind of experimenting with time and my perspective and view of the past and the now and perhaps the future as I'm inspired to, which is kind of pulling me out of a way of functioning almost in this physical world, because I've still got to come to my own conclusions with time, but I've also got to conform to society and the calendar and the clock and keep appointments and keep somehow able to live in this day-to-day life, in this day-to-day world. So for this, from that perspective, that's kind of what I'm feeling for me personally, just to give you a bit of a another perspective of this card. There's this sense of feeling like we're in two places at once, or working things out on a bigger level than what we might see before us at this time. So do your best over Tuesday and Wednesday to stay centered, stay connected with who you are, especially with your body, and thinking about your self-care and how much you love and accept who you are. And if you can't, or you're struggling to love and accept who you are right now, then that might be quite a high priority for you to focus on, is how can you accept and love and care for yourself just that little bit more. We might feel quite sensitive over Tuesday and Wednesday as well, as our senses are on high alert and our senses are quite open and quite vast and quite sensitive, and that's okay. I've never felt it's a bad thing to be sensitive. Some people do feel it's a bad thing. I find it quite can be quite confronting, but it's also part of who I am. I'm a sensitive person. Sometimes I'm going to feel things intensely and passionately and intimately with myself, and I need to be honest and real about that, because it is part of who I am. So if I'm going to feel extra sensitive over these days to come, I'm going to do my best to flow with it and work with it as best as I can. So that's the guidance for the theme card for Tuesday and Wednesday, and I trust it makes sense to you. Thank you so much for connecting. So I've used my Speed of Light Oracle cards today. This is the box. Umbrella. It's like the slightest breeze you wouldn't believe. It's, you know, just like a very light, someone blowing on something, and of course it just picks everything up. So I am using, or have used, my Speed of Light Oracle cards today. If you want to learn more about them or start working with them yourself, or order yourself a deck, you can have a look on my website at templeofbalance.com.au. So you may have seen me unload my kiln yesterday. I've put the 6 smudge bowls on the website. They've already sold out, which makes me think I didn't make enough smudge bowls. So if you're one of the ones waiting because you didn't get one of the smudge bowls you've been waiting for, or that you were eyeing off, I am planning on making more. I am preparing for the retreat though at the beginning of February, so I'm just going to be making smudge bowls as I have time. So they might be 4 weeks or more before more smudge bowls are out, and I do apologise if you're waiting. I might just do a whole kiln load of smudge bowls, so I've got some backups. Sounds like a good idea. I've also got some of my little baby owls that I pulled out of the kiln yesterday and now up on the website if you'd like to have any of those featured in your home or on your altar. Somewhere in your home. So thank you. If you want to learn more about the work I do, please visit my website at templeofbalance.com.au. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you'd like to connect more privately, just send us a message through our website. I will read all of your comments when I get back onto my computer shortly, so thank you so much for your comments. If for any time you go off Facebook and you really like to keep up to date with my videos, in case you don't realise, I do have on my website a video tab, and in that video tab you will find all of these guidances that I also upload to my YouTube channel, and then I share that link on my website. So keep an eye out on there if you happen to be offline, or if Facebook's driving you up the wall and you've got to take a break, but you don't want to miss the videos. They are on the website. So just bookmark templeofbalance.com.au if you want to. So thanks so much for connecting. Have a fantastic day, or rest of your day, or couple of days to come. And I will be unloading the kiln again tomorrow. So I'll probably be doing another unloading of my kiln. It's on right now with some of my talismans. Oh, I forgot to put a necklace on today. With some of my new talismans, and some big owls are going to be in the kiln now. So I might do a live stream of that if I have time tomorrow. So I'll chat with you again soon. Have a fantastic day, or couple of days, and thank you so much for connecting. Sending you lots of love from my heart to yours. Namaste.